All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it's Late Night with Chig, where I talk to you about Arsenal news and news surrounding the Arsenal. Obviously, it's international break, and pretty much for once, the news outlets aren't focused on us because they're focused on the beef going on between Sterling and Gomez, which sounds like a mad thing. I'm gonna lie. I mean, I did see that during their match about them two kind of squaring up to each other, and you know, especially when you have two guys. I think Gomez is from South London, and Sterling, I think, is from Halsden, somewhere in Northwest. Neither of those brothers are backing down. And I saw the little gash on was it on his nose? On Gomez's nose today. In a way, it's absolutely hilarious. It's like, I know you had that in you. The Halsden's still there, bruh. Wow. But I figured let me touch on this story very, very quickly because I didn't really get a chance to speak about it in any kind of detail yesterday, purely on the basis that so much had happened yesterday. We've now had a little bit of further clarification. Big up to everyone that is entering the chat room at the moment. I know I've come on late. Please do stick a like as you do that. I heard Joe Gomez is supposed to be an Arsenal fan. When we were being linked with him when he played for Charlton prior to joining Liverpool, I did hear this. Yes, going back to what I was talking about, and that's obviously the fact that Unai Emery, I don't think I'm speaking out of line when I say that. Let's be conservative. I would say 90% of Arsenal fans would like Unai Emery removed, gone. And in typical Arsenal board fashion, they've said, no. We're not going to relieve him of duties just yet. We're going to keep him there until, and I think the feeling was till the end of the season, and then judge at the end of the season. Since then, it's come out that actually the Arsenal board, during their private meeting, have all kind of agreed on, no, if it's not working by January, we'll get rid. Now, my concern with this is January is too late. The way things are going to salvage our season. Incidentally, I think we'll beat Southampton next week. If the games are for that, I'm not as confident. Brighton at home, I don't think that's the immediate Premier League game, but it's the one in just after. I think we've got Norwich away. To be fair, we should beat them as well. But it is an away game, so you never know. And Brighton at home. Typically, Brighton tend to get good results against Arsenal at the Emirates. In fact, at the Annex, where do they play? Where does Lee Gunner's team play? I can't even remember. But yeah, to me, January, the worry is, and this is what I've said from day one, it's all well and good having a strategy to get rid of him. But if we don't look to do that pretty imminently, the longer we leave it, the bigger task you're giving a Freddie or whoever the heck takes over. Even a Jose at this point. You've got to give the manager half a chance of trying to get us into the Champions League. Because this is my thing. This is my worry. I don't want to hear come the end of the summer when we are trying to improve the squad and we are trying to get the players that we need. Whether that is, I don't see it happening, but whether that is an Upamecano or because I feel like City are going to go and get Upamecano. I've said that from the very get-go. We'll see once the January window opens. But that's always been my gut feeling that City will go and get Upamecano. But for me, I just want us to really think logically about this, is forget what the fans are saying for a second. Because I understand that the fans, we're not the most reliable bunches. So actually look at statistics. Statistics is a typical thing that a business person will look at. You look at the statistics from Unai Emery. Is that impressive? Does that give an indication that things are going in the right direction? These are honest questions that I would ask myself if I'm Raul, if I'm Edu, even if I'm Vinay, he's a business person. Do they indicate an upward trajectory? And we know that that's not the case. We know that that's not the case. And for me, I think the longer you leave it, the more difficult task you give it because it's a shorter time frame. Usually by December, we kind of have an idea of where the little inter battles are happening. So it looks like Liverpool are just running away with the league. It is worth mentioning, however, Liverpool did spurn away a 9-point lead this time last year. But for some, I don't, as much as I would love to be cynical about Liverpool, they ain't doing that shit this year, right? And then you've got, what's it called? You've got your relegation battle, your Champions League places battle, and then your Europa League place battle. So these are all the little battles that you kind of have a good idea about, particularly by the time you get to December. And I think December, especially fixture-wise, it's such a disaster for us that surely there's only one way that you can go with this, and that is sacking Unai Emery. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you have to just be honest and say, you know what, mate, you've had a decent run. We didn't really get us much, but at least, you know, I guess you got us to a final, which we got smoked in. I don't really know. I don't really know what excuse or what kind of nice thing to say about it is. You know, it was memorable, I guess. Good evening is probably the most memorable thing that comes from United Emirates era. But in all seriousness, for me personally, you make the move, you make the swap. I've heard all sorts of names bandied about, but actually the most important move isn't. Well, it is about who we get to replace him, because I think the Unai Emery experiment failed because we were just happy with anyone. We were just so eager to get Wenger out, and we were so relieved it wasn't Mikel Arteta that Unai Emery came along and we were like, yep. And that was something we were all guilty of. Whereas I think now with this next appointment, you have to pick the right person. It can't just be anybody. And I think for me, that's why I'm so against the idea of Jose, because I think with Jose, I just don't see him being the right fit. Nothing to do with sentimental reasons, all to do with I don't think he's suitable. But the one good point that I do think that Lee made to me over the weekend, because we had long WhatsApp debates about it, and that was CV wise, who's better? Other than Pep and Klopp, who's better? And that is true. That is true. But as I also reminded him, just because someone has an amazing CV doesn't necessarily mean they're good for the job. So we had a lot of back and forth. But one thing is for certain, quite honestly, I'd rather Jose than this. I would rather Jose than this. I'd rather anything, any sort of change that freshens that team up, I am all for. Personally, I hope it's Freddie to the end of the season and then reevaluate. That would be what I would do. That to me is the sensible move. But yeah, I think particularly if you make the move of Freddie, you've got to give him something to aim for. I don't want us to just go through the motions because we're out of practically every single competition that we're in. And the trajectory we're going down is that we are going out of more or less every other competition other than Europa League. And even then, it's just like, oh, we've got 10 points, but still. So anyway, this is a real short video. I just wanted to touch on it. Let me get your opinions real quick. 61 people in the chat room, only 18 likes. Wagwan. Please do stick a like on this video, and I will obviously prioritize those messages for any super chats that come through. Just do stick a like, drive those likes through the roof. Good evening. October was too late. For real, October was too late. October was too late. Oh gosh, some insults about Gazidis. Top four is done out here. Statistically, Saliba is second defender in the Premier in the French league. That's why Zidane wants him. And my idea for Zidane is he can suck my left, and because it's YouTube, I can't tell you what left what. But that's all I'm gonna say. Second is Allegri. Okay. Mourinho is lower than fifth choice for me. He's my fifth choice. He's my fifth choice. Chig for manager. Listen, VP, I would smash it for manager. I have you know. Yes, please do get up those likes. 63 people, 25 likes. Wagwan. That means more than half of you had pressed a like. What's going on? Come on. You know you want to stop me bitching. You know the way to stop me bitching. Emily's in the house. Big up to you, Emily. In my opinion, that meeting, they've given him a month to turn things around. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping it's just a case of, a couple of really bad results, and because I can't. It would be difficult for him. Let's just say Arsenal like getting into their Santa Claus moves real quick. Let's say they lose to Southampton at home. I don't think we'll lose the game. But let's say we draw to Southampton at home. And then because it's Arsenal and because Norwich are at the bottom of the league and we like to go about our centre business and it's an away game, what if we lost that game? Would the board really keep him over those two results? But who knows? Because I think everybody just assumed, oh, right, after Leicester, surely he's gone. And that's not been the case. Chig, we got City and United in December. And that's my disappointment, because I would have hoped the board would have looked at that and thought, right, that right there is a 6-pointer that we need. We absolutely need it. Particularly with the United one, we've played them away from home, drew that game. We need to beat them. Chelsea, we need to beat them to have any hope. Chris Wilder or Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe there. Chris Wilder still got some stuff to prove. At least Eddie Howe stuck with it for a little bit longer. Chris Smith, Chig, with top 4 chances now finished, do you think the Europa League next season would you rather finish out of the European places? Well, surely that's not even a conversation. If we were really out of the top 4 running, then yeah, obviously the Europa League is the focus. But in my view, I don't necessarily think the league is done. But then again, that depends on a new manager coming in. With this manager, yeah, the league's done. This would be 3 points out of 18. If that happens, and the form of relegation team, and if he survives past that, the board are bottle jobs. And then the board are already bottle jobs. This should have been the time where they took a step back and think, all right, it's not working. And sacked him. Just be ruthless and do what you need to do. The technical director is supposed to have a lot of power, but doesn't feel like Edu does. No, because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about the HNIC. And in this particular case, that's Sam. For all the team you want to put in front of him, Raul, Vinay, Edu, there's one person that still calls the shots, and that is Stan. I think Graham Potter would be a good choice. I'm sure you do. Ralph Renrag, in my opinion, they should sack him straight after losing to the Liverpool youth team. Do you know what I mean? 5-4 as well. I'd love Rafa. That, by the way, interestingly enough, is my third choice. I would love Rafa Benitez. What happened to Don Raul? Don't ask. Wow, man like Chig after hours. Big up, Wenger. Wenger or Emery. Wenger interim or Emery to the end of the season. Oh. Can't it just be me? That's what I'd rather be. Honestly, in a way, no, because I don't want to say that because then people will start saying things I didn't actually say. Can't it just be me? Chig, would you take Jim Smith over who? That's the thing. That's the thing, Marbles. That's why I couldn't say what I was gonna say because I was just like, well, I've said this before. Either Chig, hope things are well. 3 minutes, guys, and I'm out. 3 minutes. Dude, crush that like button. 78 people watching, 36 likes. Something's not right. Something ain't right. I know it's late. I know it's almost 12. Just stick a like on this video though before you bounce. I'd like to have as a coach, but I still want your answer. Wenger, if you want me to be honest, for the simple reason that it's something different, at least for this season. And I'm convinced he does a better job than Emery in this particular situation. So yeah, there's your answer. But I don't want the headline from this to be like Chig wants Wenger back. No. In that extreme circumstance, if you gave me the only choice of keeping Emery and having Wenger as an interim, I'd have him as an interim for 1 month. and then take Wenger and then fire his punk ass because after a month his juice would have gone. So yes, Wenger. There's your answer. Yes, it should be G to PT. You're lucky you're cool, you're good people. Chig, what's your best meal you can cook? I do a pretty good Sunday roast, pretty good lasagna, pretty good brown stew chicken. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Before someone asks, no, I can't cook Nigerian dishes. I love pounded yam and egusi soup. It's literally my favorite meal ever. But only my mum can cook that. So, yeah. All right, guys. Benitez or Conte? I'd take Rafa. Personally, that'd be my honest question. Chig, have I seen the film Four Lions? No, I've not. To be fair, anyone's better than Emery from Ryan, and you're better than me, mate. I'm limited to eggs, oats, and rice. Seb, you need to tell me what kind of diet that is. Do OT, Chig. Oh, goodness. It's going to jump in the shower, guy. All right, I'll do 10 minutes OT. 10 minutes OT. You love the jerk chicken. So, funny enough, so I'm African, but I do love Caribbean food, man. I do. Caribbean food is the only type of food that would actually make me try fish, and I hate fish. Although, weirdly, I like tuna. Go figure. Arteta is supposed to be the main man at City and has more of an influence on the players than Pep. So it's funnily used to say that, Majid. So on this, I suppose, same story, Man City came out today, and much like they did 18 months ago, they basically said that if Arsenal came in for Mikel Arteta, they would not stand in Mikel Arteta's way. No thanks. No thanks. Luckily, I have some really good cooks in my life. Lucky man. My other half is a pretty good cook as well, to be fair. Sweet Chig, good man. You watch Stylebender on Joe Rogan? Yeah, it's quality podcast. Is this an old one or a new one? I feel like it's an old one, but maybe I'm wrong. Like earlier this year. I love fish. I wish I love fish. I get it from my mum. Every other member of my family loves fish. Just me and my mum. Curry goat, bro. Come on. You're asking an African if they like goat. Come on, come on. Come on, my guy. Come on. What are your thoughts on Xhaka's latest comments? Remind me, Ryan. If you're talking about his whole I'm hoping to move ahead with Arsenal, yada yada yada. Time will tell. I don't think he's going in January. I never really did. I don't see him going past this season though, because I think he was on borrowed time before the fallout. What are they smoking up in the Etihad? Steven Gerrard. Hello, Matt. Matt Hales. Interesting name that I've not seen in a while, but I haven't forgotten him. He knows why and what I'm talking about. It's a brand new man. Adam Rowlands. Cautious bruh. Chip shot fish, that's it. So I tried cod the other day, Ryan, and yeah, it's still fishy. It's still too fishy for me. What's your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Commando or Last Action Hero? Outside of Terminator 2. Let me clarify that. Let me clarify that. When can I get you over my channel, by the way? Soon come, Ryan. Soon come. I'll let you know, my bro. One Love FC. Actually, it isn't. I need to replace it. I'm looking for a new 3-seater sofa and 2 1-seater sofas, or a 3-seater sofa and a 2-seater sofa. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I've been looking for new ones for a while, but sofas are expensive. Thank you, Mr. Hales. I appreciate it. Starbender wants Yoel Romero and John Jones. I'll send you the link. Gary Robertson, I know this already. He's already said that he wants to fight John Jones. I fear for him because I think he'll get his ass kicked. But fair play to him. The Romero one, I think he's got a chance there. Good chance of beating him. But the John Jones one, I think he'll get his ass kicked. What's the worst Terminator film in your opinion? The Genesis one. I did see the very, very new one. I did a review on that, by the way. Chig Flicks, if you haven't had an opportunity to see my movie channel, Chig Flicks. I need to start putting a link in the description for that. But Chig Flicks, CHIGFLIX. Chig Flicks, all one word. I've done a review for that. Check it out. Chig, how's this for a Christmas gift? We swapped Xhaka for Kessie from AC Milan. So I still don't rate Casey as much as you guys, but it's better than Xhaka, surely. 5 more minutes and then I'm out. 5 more minutes. 79 people, 51 likes. Do something about that for me. I know we're over 50. Just bump it up a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Wilder Ortiz 2. What are my predictions? I think Wilder gets it done in a more efficient, spectacular manner. I'm going to go for round 6, Wilder. Maybe Ortiz might actually finally retire. My man's like 66 years old, posing as a 40-year-old. And I realize the irony coming from an African guy, but I'm British born, damn it. So I can still say it. Chig, my guy. Masvidal wants to fight Canelo. He's going to get hurt. Yep. He'll get hurt. And I love Masvidal, but come on. Not boxing, bro. Not boxing. Chig, how many players do you think Arsenal will buy in January? None. Next. And I'm being dead serious about that. Next. Chig, am I doing the England watch along? Possibly. When do they even play? But possibly. Wilder inside 5 rounds. Yeah, I'm okay. First of all, despite the way I look, I actually don't go to establishments like that, One Love. But if I do, I'm a Burger King guy. For sure. Fucking Mac D's. Oh, sorry, YouTube. Fury versus Joshua 2020 would be mad. Yep. I think it could happen as well. Back end, I think. Back end. Because I'm one of the few people that still think AJ will beat Ruiz. I think he looks like he wants it more this time. And I think it'll be hard, but I think he'll put the wrong right. Chig, what's more washed up? Jacko or Conor McGregor? Do you know what? I'm gonna go for Conor McGregor. Because I think Jacko in the right league, in an Italian league, would still do well. He's still 27. He'd still do well. Conor, boy, I don't know if there's many fighters he can beat, you know. Justin Gaethje will whoop his ass. I think Cerrone will still have enough in the tank to whoop his ass. Ferguson would kill him. Khabib will definitely kill him. so I don't know who you match him up with. Masvidal, there's a reason Dana don't want to do that fight. So it's like, who do you match him up with? Chig, do you think that Eddie Howe is a big fish in a small pond? I don't know about that. But, I think there's a lot of belief that, certain managers are of a certain level. But actually, the only way you find out what these managers' levels are is if you give them a big team to manage. And I think if somebody demonstrates that they have the potential skills for a role, just like in any job, why not give them an opportunity? I think Eddie Howe could make the step up. I personally do think he could. Whether you feel this a bit soon or not is a different conversation. Just subscribe to Chig Flicks. Big up to you, Skynet. Big up. Much love. I'm going to start recording a lot more material. I'm going to lie, I've been slacking from the cinema last few weeks, but I'm back on it is it this weekend or next weekend? I'm off to see 21 Bridges, which looks like a bad man film. And then I'm going to watch the British film Blue Street, whatever it's called. Definitely watching that shit. Break the bank for Brendan Rodgers? Nah. I've seen figures of 40 million to break his contract. No, mate, stay there. I'd rather Joe say if we're going to spend 40 million on Brendan Rodgers. Nah, stay there. It's all right. It's fine. Chig, you would look good with a beard. Nah, I wouldn't. I, for some reason, grow white. Since I was 19, grown grey stubble. Always have done. It makes me look old. I don't want it. You're going to watch the new Star Wars next month? Yeah, I will. Not a huge Star Wars guy, must admit. But I'll watch it. I'll review it, of course. Colin, it's like it's too big of a film for me not to review. All right, I'm doing some real OT stuff now. Ferguson versus Khabib, Golden Main Event 2020. Well, it'll be the fifth, or was it the fifth time or sixth time that Dana tries to match those two up? I think Ferguson caused him hella problems, but I think Khabib comes through in a hard 5-round fight. Is anyone else a bit nervous that Skynet is active? How long before self-awareness? Boots. Rogers is rubbish in Europe. Check out the Mandalorian series. Oh, I'm on it. As soon as Disney Plus launches in the UK. The only problem is for our American guys, our American friends, you guys are gonna have Disney Plus like 5 months before we do. Some bullshit. Chig for manager. Grace double. Arsenal ruined you early pro. Do you know what I mean? From 19, I shit you not, 19, I had this shit. Best of luck with growing the channel. Thank you, Seb. Appreciate it, my bro. Just get it on torrent early. I will not comment on that on camera because I'd be an idiot. Too many film mistakes these days. I'm watching to see a moment of Apple TV. It's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I heard there's some good series on Apple TV. Always watch the Lee, Gunner, and Chig watch-alongs. Big up to you, my guy. Big up to you, my guy. They will continue as long as possible. Anyone else used to use LimeWire to download music and movies? Once again, you will never catch me on camera admitting to me even knowing what LimeWire is. AFC, my guy Chig. Big up to you. Self-aware robots is all BS. All these computers and robots use our data or are programmed by humans. All right, my guy. Well, I'm out of here. Please do stick a like on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to try to do a vid every single day this week because it's international break and I'm bored. But guys, please do continue to make this channel, just bring the awareness towards this channel. And let's see if I can hit 10K sooner rather than later. All right, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.